After a long journey, the Elstree book, the official book, Elstree Studios, A Celebration of Film and Television, is finally being launched.
It's about time we had a book about Elstree, and what finer occasion than as we approach the 90th anniversary, which gives us an opportunity to look back at 90 years of film and television making at this very special site.
The book is something we've been waiting for a long time.
What I like about this book is not just the words, because histories are quite easy to look up if you speak to people and look online, but it's the fact that we managed to find so many images. There's a couple of hundred pictures in there, but so many images that hadn't been seen since they were taken maybe 40, 50 years ago.
Maurice Bright said he wanted to work with me on the book, so we've worked on it together.
We have a charity that supports people who need help in the film and television industry, and there's a charity that we're donating part of the proceeds of the sale of the book. The Cinema and Television Benevolent Fund, the CTBF, is about 90 years old.
Well, Elstree Studios, if you like, mirrors what's happened to the film industry over the years. They've had good times, they've had bad times, depending on what's been going on in America, what's been going on with the dollar, what's been going on with difficulties in the workforce in the 70s.
The unions were very strong in those days. At a 5:20 on the dot, the bell used to ring, the doors went up, okay, that's it, end of the day, see you here tomorrow morning at the crack. This was an era in the early 70s when there wasn't a lot of money about. Things were in the doldrums. There wasn't a lot of work. I was incredibly lucky. There were only a few films being made. Brian Forbes came in at that time to kind of pull it together.
It's an honour to hear tonight to have with us Nanette Newman. Nanette is a great actress, much remembered for a host of roles, including at Elstree working with Tony Hancock in The Rebel. Nanette was also married, as you all know, to the late Brian Forbes, who was a great actor, a producer, a writer, a director. He was also the managing director of these studios during one of the most difficult periods in the early 1970s.
It's a great privilege to actually work here. I mean, his legacy is
I know, well,
famous.
Brian loved it, and I think when he came here, he had they wanted him to revitalise the studio, which is no little ask.
No, absolutely.
And I think he found it all tremendously exciting. And they did some good things while they were here, which you've done some good things. And it's amazing. It's, it hasn't changed all that much, has it?
No.
Really?
The fabric of the buildings are still there.
The fabric of the building is still here.
Yeah.
And
New generations of people coming through.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think Brian found it a very exciting, worrying, thrilling, all the things you can think of for those years that he was here.
I remember the total excitement and the nerves, and looking forward to going to a studio to do a film a day's work, because everyone was on your side.
Saint was one of the first things I ever did at Elstree Studios with Roger Moore, and it was one of the first things I ever did altogether, actually. And I remember it specifically because the episode was called To Kill a Saint, and it involved three of us in bed together.
The very first films that I ever made were here. 1969, I did Taste the Blood of Dracula, where I was riding on the back of some lovely old actor, pretending to be in a brothel.
We've got lots of great productions going on at the moment. I suppose I'd better let you tell you what they are. Strictly Come Dancing, which is one of the top shows on UK television. We also have a very important production for the studios called Big Brother.
You have to know what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and I think we fairly much at Elstree know our strengths and weaknesses, and we play to our strengths.
Elstree for me is just steeped in history. I mean, it really is. It's a wonderful honour to be part of today and what's going on here, and I think it should be recognised, and I think people should take note of what a historic place this is, and I think the book says it all.
People say to me, what an amazing job you have, and I said, what an amazing place I work. What an amazing group of people I work with, all the people that I work with. You know, we've done some amazing things here. We've had most of the great directors work here. If you go into the local community, there are people who generations back have worked here, technicians behind the camera, not just in front of the camera.
What I particularly like about Elstree Studios is that it's owned by the local authority, it's owned by the local residents. All the profits that are made here go to provide local services, so that every home in the borough, not just Elstree and Bournemouth, Potters Bar, Radlett, Bushy, their council tax is subsidised by the tune of 20%. And that's very important because it means that they get the services they need. It really is a studios of the people, for the people.
I think the fact that we've lost Television Centre, I think it is so important that we hang on to a place so iconic and so steeped in history that is, of course, Elstree.